Hi there. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Just finished talking to Lord Strongheart, and, him lecturing us for a while. But now we have a couple places. Well, we still want to go to the prison first, I think, but we have a couple places we can go now, and a couple places we need to go. And because we got a case now, actually, which is nice. And we got, because, we got our license to practice law back. So that's pretty cool. But first, thing we'll do is visit our client and find out a little bit more about what happened at the fucking Great Exhibition and his teleportation kinesis machine or whatever. Oh man, I spent a lot of my time being fucking finicky, trying to finagle the mic settings because I don't know, my setup is pretty not great. I don't know, obviously I'm not a professional, I'm not like the pro YouTubers. But I was trying to find a way that worked, like a setting with my mic or, I don't know, some magical fucking thing that would make me sound better. But in the end, I just kind of went with what I've been using this whole time, or more recent, well, at least the past couple of weeks of videos, because I've been mixing and matching, trying to find that perfect setting to not sound bad. But I don't know. I guess those fucking professional streamers and YouTubers, they probably have better mics and just better acoustics setups that make their audio sound like they're fucking right next to you, So I just gotta make do with what I got, I suppose. But yeah, tangent. 22nd of October, local prison, cell 11. Looks like he's enjoying a book. The warden said cell 11. That's this one. Oh, there's someone curled up in a ball in the back corner. Look. Yeah, I see him. What's his name again? Professor Albert Harebrayned, wasn't it? Excuse me. Professor Harebrayned. Yeah. You look like a nerd, but I guess that's kind of the idea. You're like a nerdy, excited scientist. Well, in the cutscene, he didn't have he didn't have a German accent, but they said he was a German scientist, so I'm not sure if I should try and mangle another accent. Who are you? I'm Renescape. Oh, a lawyer? Ah! Was it something I've said? A lawyer, you say? What, would you be here, about the experiment? Are you going to defend my hypothesis? Your, hypothesis? Sorry, I don't... Yesterday's demonstration! That magnificent demonstration was... It was an out-and-out success by anyone's calculations. But despite that, no one listens. No one lawyer believes in the science. When it's explained, they all leave at high velocity. Now it's probably not a good time to mention that your zeal made my concentration leave for a while too. Aha! Fascinating, yes. In Japan, where I come from, it's a symbol of a defense lawyer. Wearing it is very bracing, I find. Well, that's an interesting fucking gesture you're doing. Your words make some sense to me, but they are entirely illogical. What do you mean? Well, for example, I find this white laboratory coat that I wear for my work very bracing too. However, in my case, there is a perfectly logical reason for that feeling. Oh? Really? What is it? I purchased the wrong size by mistake. This one is too small for me. The sleeves, especially, are extremely bracing. I can barely move my wrists. Oh. That's what you call logical, is it? Of course, it's entirely logical. That's science, Mr. Naruhodo. Okay, well, as you can see, the voice is gonna be kind of touch and go, I can imagine. Like I said, not a professional here, I'm just doing what I can. Anyway, he seems like a nerd and a science guy, so I don't know. We'll talk to him and learn a little bit more, because we still don't know that much about what's actually happened here. You mentioned the demonstration yesterday. The papers have called it a spectacular failure. After all, a man died in the explosion, didn't he? Arg. I mean, yes, you could interpret the results that way if you really wanted to. Well, I suppose in the strictest sense, the experiment was a failure, but at the same time, it was a great success. You've lost me. I saw it with my own eyes. Right there in front of me, Mr. Assman was spontaneously disassembled. Until then, everything was going exactly as my calculations had predicted. At that point, he should have been beamed to the Crystal Tower by instantaneous kinesis. However, the machine exploded, and Mr. Assman, in fact, perished, right? Yes, I can't deny that that part of the experiment was a failure. So what you're really saying is, the large explosion that killed Mr. Assman was an accident, correct? But the bigwigs had you arrested on suspicion of murder. Yeah, which that's something I'm curious about. I mean, if it was just an accident, like it sounds, like I don't really see how that could be like cause for like murder. Now, obviously, when we're talking about like negligence or like involuntary manslaughter or whatever, then okay. But murder seems kind of harsh considering it doesn't seem like it was intentional. I doubt he wanted his machine to explode, you know? I was responsible for a man's death. That is the immutable truth here. And for that, I wish to be punished. At once. But, murder? Never in a million years. It was an accident. Simply an accident. I see. Hurley and I were talking this morning, you know. He said the situation would change completely depending on whether it was treated as an accident or murder. Well, how exactly? Well, if it really was an accident, then the professor's machine would be kept in protective custody, and then we'd put the machine on trial. On what grounds? Ah, yes, it's newly established here in Britain. The Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. That one passed me by. Yeah, I never heard of that before. But if the case is treated as murder, then they'll say my machine. Oh, wait. Harebrayned was the one who said that. Then they'll say my machine was the murder weapon, and they'll be able to bore over it as much as they like. If they examine it in detail, they'll find out how it's made, and then they'll be able to copy my idea. My precious hypothesis will be stolen. The machine must be protected from that at all costs. That's why it's imperative this whole incident is shown to have been an accident in tomorrow's trial. Ah, I see now. Yeah, but can you, like, talk about it in a little more detail, please? Like, how did it happen? Like, what went wrong? If it's your machine, you should probably know what the issue was, I would imagine. So in short, there was a terrible accident at the Great Exhibition Showground yesterday. Duh! Oh no, that's not what... I used to fucking yes in German, what am I saying? Yes, or rather no. The devil is in the details. Strictly speaking, there was a terrible explosion. Sounds the same to me. You were demonstrating super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, weren't you? How fascinating. Yeah, and also like, how how futuristic, you know? Fucking teleportation machines. Humans, like all matter, are made up of particles that are held together by electrical bonds. I mean, yeah, true enough. Or atoms, but you know. So it must be possible, using a sufficiently high voltage, to break those bonds and beam the particles through space. That's it in a nutshell. That's my idea, you see. That's my amazing hypothesis. Gosh, that's unimaginably high-level science. Yeah, it's like science fiction, even. Oh, but dare to imagine it. Dare to dream of such incredible technology. Just think, one moment I could be here in his cell, and the next, I could be at the Great Exhibition again. Well, yes, that would be incredible. And the next, in the mere blink of an eye, I could be at a great Parisian theatre, say. The possibilities are endless. The whole of our vast planet would be within reach. Some more hiding in wardrobes on rocky seas for 50 days. Well, at least Inosuke sees the benefits. I didn't really see it like that. What do you mean, Iris? Well, if you could travel anywhere in the world instantly, the planet wouldn't really seem vast anymore, would it? I think it would feel like it had shrunk. My word, that's exactly right. So what are the implications? What does this mean? Oops. That's got Professor Bunnybrain really worried by the look of it. Clearly this is yet another case of just because you can doesn't mean you should, I suppose. Huh. Well, I guess I didn't know Inosuke watched Jurassic Park recently. The point is, own calculations are flawless. The science works. But without a practical demonstration, it means nothing. And that's always the fly in the ointment. Because practical demonstrations cost a lot of money. Money that young scientists like you don't have. What do you know about money, Iris? You're like 12 or 10. That's exactly it. Ja. It's ja. It's ja, I guess, not da. That's Russian for yes. Haley's always complaining about it. He says the government should invest more in science. That's fair. Well, anyway, I bumped into him at the right time. I met the well-known investor, Mr. Assman. It's still a bit of a funny name if you think about it. The victim who died in yesterday's terrible accident, you mean? Yeah, why don't you tell us about Mr. Assman? What he told, or what he told you, I guess. The full name of the victim who died in yesterday's accident was Mr. Odie Assman, wasn't it? What exactly was your relationship with the man? He first visited me in my laboratory in Germany a year ago now. He said he wanted to invest in my immaculate hypothesis. I thanked my lucky stars. I see. So you hadn't really known each other until then. Money for scientific research? I'm so envious. As far as I was concerned, the man was an angel. Oh, really? An archangel, even? He was prepared to fund a practical demonstration of my hypothesis, for presentation at the Great Exhibition. And if that went well, I could expect additional financial support for my research from the British government. Mr. Assman provided me with money and an exceptional engineer. He produced a machine to my precise specifications. Jeez, he sounds like a pretty fucking cool dude. When, at least, you know, like, in that way. But then your dreams are blown to dust in one enormous explosion. As you can see, I owed everything to Mr. Assman. Therefore, why would I want to kill him, you know? I would never, ever have thought of taking that man's life. Well, he seems genuine enough. I don't think he's lying. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's show him the newspaper. See if we can get some more information out of him. Ugh, how could this have happened? You must feel awful. As well as a man of losing his life. The Crystal Tower was greatly damaged too. I know what happened. It must have been that. That? The day before the demonstration, I had my usual meal of frankfurters at the hotel restaurant. When I paid the bill, they gave me 3 shillings too much in change. But instead of saying anything, I just slipped the coins into my pocket. They're still there now. Oh, it's divine retribution for my wrongdoing. That's what this is. For a scientist, he has some very illogical anecdotes. Long and illogical. If you let your concentration slip, you might miss what people say. Well, fair enough. Let's see. Well, I guess that's all we can talk to Harebrayned for now. I guess we can go to the prosecutor's office, see what Van Zieks is gonna do to us. Also, I might have to work on that voice, or maybe I shouldn't bother with trying an accent, because I don't know. I don't exactly know much about German accents. Oh, so this is the legendary Reaper's office! Well, yes, it appears so. But it sends a chill down your spine, doesn't it? What an amazingly deadly atmosphere. Oh, is that, hello? Are you a disciple of the cult of Van Zieks? That hooded figure was so still. I hadn't noticed his or her presence. I wonder who it is. What are you doing here? Ah! Oh, that was... I thought that was the disciple, or, cultist, I don't know. I thought it was them talking, but it's fucking Dracula over here. Clearly that was not the right voice. Hi though, hello. How's it going, Van Zieks? Tough day at the office? How about them cowboys? Am I right, fellas? He's as unwelcoming as I thought he'd be. Actually, maybe even more so. Oh, I'm glad to see you're well? I am. Yeah, you don't seem to be injured, so that's cool. So, who's the person over by the wall being punished for something or other? No punishment is taking place here. I reserve that for my special dungeon. Oh. That's my apprentice. And he's sitting there of his own free will. Well, he does at least have a nice cushion, so clearly you're not abusing him too much. I didn't know you had an apprentice. But I mean, I guess you do have that guy. It must be the same person who was pictured in the newspaper. Looking quite extra and over the top, if I'm honest.
He's very able in combat. A requisite skill for anyone under my tutelage.
Really? To be a prosecutor, you had to be good at combat? Are you referring to the attack on the Reaper that was reported in the papers?
The Reaper? I'd be interested to know the Reaper's true identity myself. Assuming, that is, such a fabled fiend genuinely inhabits our great courtrooms.
But dude, aren't you the Reaper? That's what everyone calls you, the Reaper of the Bailey. That's like your title. Well, since we have such a a new exciting place, let's do a new exciting investigation. Look at that fine collection of hallowed chalices and bottles, neatly lined up there. Okay, fucking you don't have to call them hallowed chalices just because he does. They're just fucking wine glasses. So I suppose they are kind of nice.
My hallowed bottles are filled with the essence of the finest grapes from the finest vineyards I visit. And I personally oversee these chalices being made by the finest crystal craftsmen in the world.
And yet, you throw them around in court like they were worthless.
Yes, because this imbecile is so imaginably and repeatedly wide of the mark sometimes.
Okay, dude, I'm standing right the fuck here. You don't have to fucking insult me. We're not even on the clock, man. We can be buddies, can't we? Oh.
Before you open your mouth next time, you should consider the poor artisans whose work you defile.
Okay, no, pal, don't blame me for your fucking temper problems, okay? Like, you're in control of your actions. Just because I say some interesting stuff sometimes doesn't mean you should just throw around shit like that. So, it's my fault. Silly me. How could I ever have thought otherwise? Hey, you got a nice chessboard. Lord Van Zieks' desk. Look, it's so stylish. And that's a marble chess set beside it. Chess, That's a Western version of our Japanese shogi game, isn't it? You know, I'm actually quite good at shogi problems. Oh, really, Ritosuke? I didn't know. Oh, really? You probably like chess problems in that case. I'd love to challenge Lord Van Zieks sometime. To a bout of shogi problems, by the way. If you only really want to challenge yourself, you can always do that on your own at home. I mean, I guess, but I still want to kick his ass, you know? Oh, hi. Ew, what's this, by the way? Oh, what the fuck? What's this giant fucking statue? Or, okay, clearly I don't know the difference between a statue and a portrait. I meant to say portrait, okay? Who the fuck is that giant portrait for, and of, and why is it here? Like, damn. I kind of thought, like... I've seen some self-indulgent portraits, but that thing's fucking humongous. That portrait really dominates the room, doesn't it? It's a very majestic outfit and pose. But sadly, whoever painted it didn't do a very good job of capturing Lord Van Zieks' facial features. I mean, it kind of looks like him, you know? I mean, he's got the look down, you know? Yes, you're right. I mean, it's not far off, but the artist has exaggerated his subject's handsomeness, I think. Oh, damn, dunk on Van Zieks, my dude. Ah, that reminds me. I heard Emperor Napoleon of France ordered artists to make him look more attractive when they painted him. How vain. That's really not an attractive quality in a person, is it?
That portrait does not depict me. Surely that's immediately obvious.
Oh. I mean, it kind of looks like you. I don't know. Oh. Then, who is it? Oh. Okay, I guess you don't feel like sharing. Okay, maybe I feel like this is probably just him in his younger years, and he just don't want to doesn't want to admit it, you know. Oh, look! It's a scale model of the great exhibition showground. I didn't know fucking Van Zieks loved models so much. Would he be a Lego fiend in today's era? I wonder. Oh, that's amazing. I wonder why it's here. Perhaps he made it to take his mind off the sadness of being too busy to attend in person. Or perhaps he's too embarrassed to queue up for a ticket.
Surely it's obvious that I'm using it as an investigative aid.
Ah!
You Nipponese have no business painting others as overly reserved.
Hey, Iris isn't Nipponese. Ugh. I really didn't think he'd overhear that. Yeah, I'm sure Van Zieks, I'm sure he doesn't mind us just looking around his office while he's just standing there, you know? I'm sure he's cool with that. Let's see. God damn, you got enough fucking caskets of wine in my dude? Look at all those ancient casks lining the wall there. Casks in the Reaper's chamber. Or are they caskets? It's probably like the cask of Amontillado, you know? I would not be surprised if fucking Van Zieks has like a secret murder dungeon, you know? Like, he seems the type, doesn't he? Like, he would take them down to his catacombs and to show off some new vintage, but then he just bricks them up. You know, that seems like something he would do. You don't think all those people who escaped conviction in court are lying inside them dead, do you? Geez, I like how Iris's model changed, like, it wasn't like an immediate thing. It was like, huh? Even she wasn't considering that.
What ridiculous notions are going through your head, man? This is my collection of fine vintages.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you for cleaning that up. Bruno and I were just musing to ourselves. Don't mind us, Mr. Reaper.
I wouldn't if you hadn't invited yourselves tonight to my office to talk nonsense within my earshot.
Also, I never realized how, like, oppressive the, this theme is. Because I know this is, like, Brock's theme, and you hear it in the courtroom a lot, but, like, in his office, it really, like, it sets the mood pretty well. Also, holy! I just got jump scared by some fucking bats. This man keeps fucking bats in his prosecutor's office. I was just joking about the fucking Dracula thing, but you're really not helping that impression, Mr. Van Zieks, if I may say so myself. Also, God, that was like if I had if I was playing this on the 3DS and the fucking, that would have been a pretty decent jump scare. Hell, I got jump scared already. You know. What? They were bats. Yes, the Reaper's familiars, I expect. But what about the mute man in the dark cloak? I thought he was the familiar. Just not the flying kind. How, he must be a dear friend of Mr. Reaper then. I think the familiar idea is more likely, if I'm being honest. Scary though, either way. Yeah, I would say so. By the way, okay, let's see if we can examine this guy. It really looks like a punishment to me. Okay. I've never seen someone sitting like that before. You've never seen someone sitting on a cushion before, on the floor. Jeez, what a sheltered life you must have lived. He hasn't moved a muscle since we arrived. Do you think perhaps he's dead?
If he was dead, Runo, he wouldn't be setting up, now would he?
I mean, if the rigor mortis kicked in, you know, if he... Dude, you never heard about those, like, monks who, you know, starve themselves to death? And they, like... They usually find their bodies are, like, sitting upright. You know, they're, like, willful... It's, like, intentional mummification, you know? I mean, it's possible. Or, you know, maybe Van Zieks stack him up, you know?
Well, anyway, dead or alive,
he's not overly approachable, is he? I don't think he's going to talk to us.
He's not dead.
Okay, clearly you've never seen Daisojo from the acclaimed anime Persona 4. Anyway, sorry Van Zieks about the whole spontaneous investigation of your room. I decided to take advantage of the of that opportunity. You know what I mean? Though, sadly, I don't know if I have if I now have the time to actually talk to him in this episode. Now that I think about it, I mean, this episode's not super long. I could just make this be a slightly longer one, but you know, I don't want to. I don't know. I'm trying to stick within a certain range, you know, at least for the time being. So, yeah, sorry about this, but we'll talk to our
learned English friend
on the next episode and see what he's got to say about the Reaper and not being attacked and stuff. But until then, I'll see you around.